and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright, I want to get to this fight video, talk about the fights that happened over the weekend, get into some fights that's going to happen this upcoming weekend, and touch on a couple other topics if we have time. Alright, let's get into it. First fight card I want to talk about transpired Saturday, May 13th in Stockton, California. It was an ESPN Plus card. ESPN Plus, in this case, was top ranked. Bob Arum, all those guys. It was the Janibek Alimkhanuly card versus Stephen Butler. All right. Let's get into their undercard. First fight I want to talk about on the undercard was a 4-round contest at 130 pounds, junior lightweight. Didn't know. It was Amado Vargas versus Bernardo Manzano. Amado Vargas was 6-0 with 2 KOs. Bernardo Manzano was 2-4 with 0 KOs. It was a unanimous decision win for Amado Vargas. All three judges having it the same. 40-35 for your winner by unanimous decision. Amado Vargas getting that win, continuing his winning ways, putting on for the Vargas name. You know, my thoughts on the fight, I feel like Amado, he's okay. You know, he didn't overly impress me. He's not as impressive as his younger brother, in my opinion. You know, I don't want to compare him, but you know, you really can't help but to compare him, you know, but like I said, I don't think he's as impressive as his younger brother. His younger brother would have got that guy out of there, you know, Saturday. And Amado, I feel like he was playing with his food, and he does that. As you can see from his record, he has now 7 wins with only 2 KOs, so he needs to work on his killer instinct and work on, you know, finishing the job. But nonetheless, good job, Amado Vargas, getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was an 8-round contest at welterweight. Welterweight is 147 pounds. If you didn't know, it was Brian Norman Jr. versus Jesus Campos. Brian Norman Jr. was 23-0, 19 KOs. Oh shit, I ain't get Jesus Campos' record. If you got it, slap it in the comments for me. It was a unanimous decision win for Brian Norman Jr. though. 2 judges had it 77-75, and a third judge had it 78-74. All for your winner by unanimous decision win, Brian Norman Jr. Honestly, I didn't see the fight, man. It was the first fight on the card, to open the card. I came in on the Amado Vargas fight. So yeah, I didn't see that fight, man. It was an opening fight, but like I said, Brian Norman Jr., he need to step up his level of competition. I know I couldn't reiterate I know I couldn't get you that Jesus Campos record, but yeah, I don't think it was the best record. He hasn't been fighting guys with the best record. So yeah, man, I want him to step up his level of competition, but nonetheless, he did get that win. So good job, Brian Norman Jr., getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card, a fight that I did see, was an 8-round contest at middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds. If you didn't know, it was Javier Martinez versus Joshua James. Javier Martinez was 8-0 with 2 KOs. Joshua James was 7-0 with 4 KOs. Joshua James, he's from Sacramento, California. You know, the card was in Stockton, so it was basically a hometown fight for Joshua. And that just being the case, I knew that, you know, the judges or the hometown crowd just wasn't going to allow the judges just to score anything. They was going to make sure the judges scored this fight right, man. I feel like that's what the judges did, man. One judge had it 79-73. Another judge had to fight 76-76. And the final judge had to fight 75-77. If I didn't say, the first judge had to fight for Martinez, 79-73, and the last judge had to fight 75-77 for Joshua James. You know, so it made the fight split decision draw. Which I feel like the fight indeed was. I feel like no fighter really pulled away. It was like, for lack of better words, a boring fight, man, with a lot of jostling for position. Joe Shine have a good moment, then Javier have a good moment. It was nobody really, pulled away. So, yeah, man, the judges did the right thing, making it a draw. Like I said before the fight, man, Javier wasn't overly impressive. He wasn't overly impressive in this fight either. I feel like, man, hopefully this will be a wake-up call for him, man. Ain't nobody finna give you nothing. You got to go take it. So, man, hopefully this make him hungrier, man, and realize he has to go take them wins, and put him on that course, man. But first, he needs to rematch this with Johan James, and close this chapter, man, and if he can. Good job, both guys. Fighting to a draw. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was an 8-round contest at lightweight. Lightweight is 135 pounds. If you didn't know, it was Gabe Floyd Jr. versus Derek Murray. Gabe Floyd Jr. was 21-2 with 8 KOs. Didn't get Derek Murray's record, man. If you did, slap it in the comments. I know I was kind of slacking in that area, man, this video. So, excuse me. All right, Gabe Floyd Jr. was the reason this fight was in Stockton, so I was hoping that he got the win, man, because like I said in my pre-fight video, I would love for more fights to be in Stockton, and the only way for more fights to be in Stockton is was for Gabe Floyd Jr. to get this win, and that's what he did, man, in spectacular fashion. In my pre-fight video, I said I wasn't going to say he was going to do nothing spectacular. He did, man. I thought it was going to be a unanimous decision win for Gabe, but it was a spectacular first-round KO win for Gabe Floyd Jr., man, getting that win, man. It was a left-hand hook after his opponent threw a lazy jab. It was like a check left-hand hook that, put his opponent lights out in front of the whole Stockton, man. So, good job, Gabe Floyd Jr., man. I know he needed that win, just to get his confidence back up. But I feel like he needs to get more rounds in there, just get his feet wet and just to, see what happens when he's pressured. And, because what they say, pressure makes diamonds. So, let's see if he can be a diamond or will his pipe burst in a pressurized moment. So, yeah. Looking forward to seeing that. But this fight, good job, Gabe Floyd Jr., getting that win and bringing more fights to Stockton, man. Good job. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was a 12-round contest at bantamweight. Bantamweight is 118 pounds. Did know it was for a vacant WBO belt. It was Jason Maloney versus Vincent Astrolabio. Jason Maloney was 25-2, 19 KOs. Vincent Astrolabio was 18-3, 13 KOs. All right, Jason Maloney actually defeated Vincent Astrolabio by unanimous decision. One judge had to fight 114-114, a draw. Another judge had to fight 115-113 for Maloney, of course. And the third judge had to fight 116-112 for Maloney. Like I said, giving Jason Maloney the unanimous decision win and making him the new WBO bantamweight champ. Good job, Jason Maloney, getting that win, becoming the new champ at bantamweight. Yeah, like I said, he's champ, man. He's the new champ. And I'm not going to say, because it's not, well, I am going to say he became champ, man, probably because it's not a lot of competition at bantamweight. I'm not going to lie. But you got your number one guy, Nonito Donaire at 42-7. Your number two guy, just beat Gary Antoine Russell. Emmanuel Rodriguez, he's 21-2. Gary Antonio Russell, excuse me. He just beat that Gary Antonio Russell, because so many of them motherfuckers. But, yeah, Gary Antonio, I feel like he had the best chance, to be a big name at bantamweight after Inoue left, man. He was 19-0, but like I said, he just lost to Emmanuel Rodriguez. So, yeah, man, it's not many names at the bantamweight division. I mean, you still got Reese Aleem. He's the only undefeated fighter at bantamweight. He's number 9, So, yeah, man, you don't have too many, stars at the bantamweight division, man. And it's not too deep of a division. So, I'd say Top Rank knew what they was doing, man, making Jason Maloney, putting him in the position, because they didn't make him. He had to go get it. Putting him in a position to become champ, man, because it's a lot of money in Australia, man, and Bob Arum trying to go get it. So, good job, Jason Maloney, getting that win. Good job, Bob Arum, man, putting that money on the floor. All right. Next fight I want to talk about on the card was the main event. Let's get into it. It was a 12-round contest at middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds. If it didn't know, it was Janibek Alimkhanuly versus Stephen Butler. Janibek Alimkhanuly was 13-0, 8 KOs. He is 30 years of age, and he's trained by Buddy McGirt. Stephen Butler was 32 and 3 with 1 draw, 26 KOs, and he is 27 years of age. Stephen Butler. All right, I was thinking before the fight, let's see what Janibek has to offer, man. After an underwhelming performance his last fight versus Denzel Bentley, I was, eager to see what he had to offer, because ESPN and Top Rank, they do a hell of a job building him up, making him, this Terminator and all this, and Kazakh style, and, during the broadcast. But then when the fight happened, you don't really see this Terminator. Well, you didn't see it the Denzel Bentley fight, So I was hoping to see it this fight, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I kind of seen it. Janibek hit Butler with a vicious uppercut with 3 or 4 in a row. He would just hit the fuck out that boy chin. Yeah, man, that was the first round. And then he ended up finishing Butler off, man, in the second round after Butler got up about 3 times. And I feel like it was 3 too many. I feel like, Jack Reach could have stopped it after the first time. But he kept letting Butler get up, man. Butler got up, and he was clearly hurt, man. He really could have, really got hurt badly. I know what Jack Reach was doing. He trying to let, Alimkhanuly look like Terminator in front of Stockton and put on the show. Bob Arum probably told him, don't stop it, unless it's a spectacular. And I don't think Bob said that, but it looked like Bob told him that the way he was, letting the fight continue, man. But nonetheless, man, it was a second round KO win for Janibek Alimkhanuly, getting that win, man. And keeping his belt. And unlike his last fight, like I said, this fight was in spectacular fashion. It's not a lot of big names, just like bantamweight 160 is the same. It's not a lot of big weight names at bantamweight. The number 1 guy, Jamal Charlo, he hasn't fought in 2 years. So, I mean, yeah, man, Janibek is the cream of the crop, at the middleweight division, man. So I'm just looking for him to get in there with some better opposition. But it's not, like I said, it's not a lot of opposition at a middleweight. So it is what it is at this point. Good job, Janibek Alimkhanuly, getting that win. All right, let's get to the next card I want to talk about. It also transpired Saturday, May 13th, but this card was in Las Vegas. It was a Showtime card. Showtime is PBC and Al Heyman. All those guys. All right, this was the Rolly Romero versus Barroso card. Let's get into it. First fight on the card I want to talk about was a 12-round contest at 140 pounds. 140 pounds, so junior welterweight. Did no. It was Kenneth Sim Jr. versus Baktar Akhmadiev. Kenneth Sims Jr. was 19-2 with 1 draw, 7 KOs. He is 29 years of age. Akhmadiev was 9-2 with 8 KOs. So he was knocking out everybody basically unless he lost. All right, let's get into it. It was a majority decision win for Kenneth Sims Jr. One judge had it 114-114. Another judge had it 115-113, and another the final judge, had it 116-112. All for your winner, except the first one, of course, that was a draw. Kenneth Sims Jr. by unanimous decision, getting that win, man, and the title eliminator. So, yeah, man, I believe they're gonna put Sims in there with Rolly. Oh, well, just gave up the main event. Yeah, with Rolly next. So, that's something big for Kenneth Sims. He lost a couple fights early on in his career, but as of late, he's been on a tear. And I don't think, really not too many people at 140 want to see Kenneth Sims Jr., man. And 140 is looking like, Regis Progress was saying it, man, like, it's the deepest division in boxing. I was like, Regis, you tripping. I was thinking 140 is one of the weakest divisions in boxing, but it is quickly becoming one of the deepest. And it's looking like Regis is right. I was wrong, So, yeah, man, 140 is a deep division. All right, but, yeah, good job, Kenneth Sims Jr., getting that win. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It was a 10-round contest at 140 pounds. You know what it is, junior welterweight. Let's get into it. It was Rances Bartholomew versus Omar Juarez. Rances Bartholomew was 29-2, 1 draw, 15 KOs. Omar Juarez was 14-1 with 5 KOs. All right, let's get into it. Ended up being the same as the first fight. Different scores, of course, but it was also a majority decision win for this fight was for Rances Bartholomew. One judge had to fight 95-95, a draw. Another judge had to fight 97-93, and the final judge had to fight 98-92. All for your winner, except the first one, of course. Rances Bartholomew, man, getting that win, getting back to his winning ways. After his last fight, he lost to Gary Antoine. Getting back to his winning ways and getting that win. Good job, Rances Bartholomew. All right. Speaking of Gary Antoine Russell, he was actually supposed to be on this card, man. He was supposed to be the co-main, but he wasn't. And really, they didn't give us any reason why he wasn't on the card. It's just he wasn't on the card, and it is what it was. But yeah, I was wondering, like, where the fuck is Gary? All right. Like I said, man, junior welterweight division, man, is deep as hell. You got your number one fighter, Jack Catterall, which I don't know why the hell Jack Catterall is the number one fighter. I mean, it's cute. He put up a good fight against Josh Taylor, but he lost the fight, people. What are y'all doing? He lost. He has a loss on his record, and Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion. Jack Catterall should not be number one. Josh Taylor should be number one. Jack Catterall shouldn't be number two. Regis should be number two, which Regis is number 3 at 28-1. Jose Ramirez is number 4. Sabril Matisse is number 5. I think Jack Catterall should maybe be a number 5 or something like that. All right, because Sabril Matisse is champ. Regis Progress is champ at number 3. Jose Ramirez is number 4. He's proven, at the welterweight division. So come on. All right. Then you got Ryan Garcia at number 6, which I would argue with. I mean, you can put Arnold Barbosa ahead of him, which Arnold Barbosa is number 8. Then you got T.O. at 10, which I wouldn't argue with. He just came into the division. He's, trying to make a splash in his next fight versus Josh Taylor. Let's see if he can, which, I don't feel like he will, but let's see if he can. And then you got some other people who talking about moving up to 140, like Devin Haney's and all that, which I don't feel like is going to be an easy feat now that I'm looking at these 140-pounders, man. So now I see why Devin Haney is just chilling at 135 and ain't in no rush to get to 140, man. But like I said, 140 is deep as hell. All right, yeah, that was just a fun fact. All right, let's get to the main event. It was a 12-round contest at 140 pounds. You should know what it is by now. All right? It was a title fight. Let's get into it. It was Rolando Rolly Romero versus Ishmael Barroso, who was age 40. All right, Rolando Rolly Romero was 14-1, 12 KOs. Ishmael Barroso was 24-3, 2 draws, 22 KOs. He's a southpaw too. All right, I felt like this fight was a setup for Rolly to become champ, man. After Alberto Puello had got busted for, steroid use, he got stripped of his titles, and this made this a title fight. So I thought they was putting him in there with lack of better words, a bum. A lack of better words. Sorry, Barroso. He was number 1 contender, but I had never heard of him. And I was like, who the fuck is Barroso? I thought he was a bum, but Barroso was anything but a bum. He's the guy at 40, in my opinion. All right, Romero, like I said, Barroso wasn't a bum. He dropped Romero in the 3rd round, man. It was the 2nd time Rolly's ever been dropped in his career. The first time was from Gervonta Tank, and he's a fucking tank. Tank Davis, man. And the 2nd time was from 40-year-old Barroso, man. While Rolly, which he does, was pulling straight back, with his chin in the air, i.e. Ryan Garcia. Yeah, man. And he got caught. Romero, actually knocked Barroso down in the 5th round, man, for the 5th time in his career. It was the 9th round for the 5th time in his career. Yeah, man, I don't think it was a knockdown, man. I thought Rolly kind of pushed Barroso, and Tony Weeks called it a knockdown. Yeah. But before we even move forward, I feel like Rolly's power was not translating to 140. He moved from 135 to 140. At 135, he was weight bully, in my opinion. He was just bullying everybody. He has a lot of fundamental flaws. He's fundamentally flawed. And like I said, he was getting away with it at 135 because he would knock everyone out, with the exception of Gervonta. But at 140, you can't, your power is not the same. So you can't knock everybody out. So you're going to have to be more skilled. And that's not Rolly's strong suit. I feel like he's going to have a problem at 140, a big problem with these bigger guys, man. They're going to expose him, and exploit him. So, yeah, man. Feel like Barroso did that, and more guys at junior welterweight will do it. All right, but yeah, back to the fight. Like I said, it was the 5th round, and Barroso got knocked down. Well, it was the 9th round. Barroso got knocked down for the 5th time in his career. Sorry about that. All right, and Tony Weeks, man, he actually stopped the fight in round number 9 after the knockdown, and after Barroso, was in the corner. I mean, he looked like he could have been under distress. But when they went back to the replay, none of the punches landed on Barroso, man. None of the punches Tony Weeks thought had Barroso in trouble actually touched him, And Barroso was dominating the fight all night long, in my opinion. And basically in the opinion of the judges, man. Well, the unofficial judge, he scored he had the card. They ended up showing the judges scorecards after the fight. All 3 judges had the fight for Barroso. The unofficial card was for Barroso. I had the fight for Barroso. Barroso was dominating the whole night. It was a shocking stoppage, man. Shocking, to say the least, for Tony Weeks, man. Tony Weeks is a Hall of Fame referee, man. So I'm not going to doubt him too much, man. But it's hard not to. Man. It's very, very hard not to. Tony Weeks, he's been kind of fucking up lately, man, for a lack of better words. I ain't going to lie to you, man. He had a couple I can't put my finger on it, but I know he had a couple stoppages that's been egregious, and this was one of them, man. This was one of them. But yeah, man, nonetheless, Rolly got that win. I don't know how, but he got it. 9th round KO win for Rolando Rolly Romero. and making him the new WBA champ at 140 pounds, man. You know, getting him that belt and making him another player at 140 pounds. So, good job, Rolly Romero, man, getting that win. All right, first fight at 140, and you the new champ at 140. After the fight, Rolly was saying he wants Ryan Garcia, you know, and I feel like that'd be a good fight. Shit, why not? You know, I feel like both of them, you know, are popular. It'd be a big money fight. I feel like Rolly is champ, but I feel like neither guy is gonna, you know, make too big of a splash at 140. Like I said, 140 is a very deep division for all them names I just listed and read off to y'all. Y'all see, you know, and I feel like these young guys really is not respecting the game and ain't putting no respect on them guys who already at 140 and who's been established, you know. So, yeah, man, fight each other, man. And, yeah, man, but once y'all get some other guys, y'all gonna have a problem. Good job, Rolly Romero, getting that win. All right, that was it for the fights that happened over the weekend. Let's get into some fights that's gonna happen this upcoming weekend, Saturday, May 20th. All right, let's get into it. First fight card I want to talk about is gonna transpire Saturday, May 20th. All right, this fight card is gonna be in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's gonna be a pay-per-view card. It's gonna be an ESPN Plus card. ESPN Plus is top ranked. All those guys, all right? Well, top ranked Bob Arum, all those guys. Sorry about that. It's going to be a title fight for the undisputed championship belts of the world at lightweight. Lightweight is 135 pounds. If you didn't know, let's get into it. The main event is going to be a 12-round contest at lightweight. All right? It's Devin Haney, or Devin the Dream Haney, versus Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko. All right, Devin the Dream Haney is 29-0, 15 KOs, 24 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. From Oakland, California, and he's the undisputed champ at lightweight, man. And yeah, this is gonna be Devin Haney's second title defense, man, at lightweight. So let's see if he can fend off his opponent, Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko is 17-2, 11 KOs, 35 years of age. He's a southpaw, so that should make things interesting. Orthodox versus southpaw. He stands at 5'7" with a 65.5-inch reach. He's from the Ukraine. His losses came versus Orlando Salido, when Orlando Salido was 41-12 with 2 draws. March of 2014, it was a split decision loss. His second loss came versus Teofimo Lopez, Teofimo Lopez was 15-0. October of 2020, that was a unanimous decision loss. All right. Vasily Lomachenko is a 2008 Olympic gold medalist at featherweight. He's a 2012 Olympic gold medalist at lightweight. He's also one of the most highly decorated amateurs to ever live. He had an amateur record of 396-1. So in 397 fights, he only lost 1. And the person he lost to that one time, he came back and avenged it. He beat that guy 2 times, you know. So he's one of the best amateurs to ever fucking live, man. Out of all the fights he's had in his life since he was a little boy, Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko has only lost 3 fucking fights. That's crazy. So, yeah, man. Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko. Oh, yeah. Also, he's a multiple champ at different weight classes. So, he's held multiple belts at different weight classes, you know, from featherweight to lightweight. So, Vasily Lomachenko has had a hell of a career, man. He's that guy on paper. All right, let's get it. My thoughts on the fight, man. I actually feel like it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. Devin Haney, he's coming to his own. He's, you know, I feel like he has the confidence. You know, he's becoming a man. You know, he has his man strength. He's a hell of a boxer. He's undisputed champion of the world, Devin Haney. He's overcome a lot. He's from where I'm from. Now, he's on top of the world. You know, and that's not easy to do. It's not an easy feat to accomplish. I have a lot of respect for Devin Haney, man, in this boxing game, but I just feel like this might be a little bit much. You know, Vasily Lomachenko is that guy. You know, Vasily Lomachenko boxing game is tremendous, man. His footwork is tremendous. Not saying Devin Haney's footwork isn't tremendous, because it is. But I just feel like it's two different levels. Vasily, he'll work around you. Is in and out. Devin, he has more of a traditional style. And I just feel like Vasily, his inside game is better than inside boxing game, is better than Devin Haney's inside boxing game. His outside boxing game is tremendous. It's amazing. But once he gets once somebody get inside, you can tell he's not as comfortable as I would like for him to be. He's way more comfortable on the outside than he is on the inside. And I feel like Vasily Lomachenko is going to make him uncomfortable by getting in the inside, working that, inside game, then pivoting, and man, it might get ugly for Dev. I ain't going to lie. It might get ugly for Dev, man. That's just my opinion. But it could get ugly for Loma, too. If Dev worked that jab all day, come with the hammer, work the jab, come with the hammer, keep Vasily on the outside, and get ugly for Loma. But if Loma get on the inside, it might get ugly. And I don't see Dev keeping Loma off. I just think Loma has way too much experience. And I think he learned his lesson from the Teofimo Lopez fight when he got started too late, And I don't feel like he's going to make the same mistake twice. So, man, quick prediction. I'm calling it an upset. We ain't going to call it upset, but I'm saying it's going to be in the new undisputed champ, man. I say a unanimous decision win for Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, making it look easy. Man. Yeah, man. Having Devin, fighting everywhere, turning this way, turning that way, and just getting a beating. Yeah, man. All right. Unanimous decision win for Vasily Lomachenko. I hate to say it, man. And if you win this fight, Dev, I didn't win against you a couple times. I ain't gonna go against you no more, big dog. I give you that promise. Unless you fight Shakur, man. I ain't gonna go against you no more unless you fight Shakur or Javante. All right? I ain't gonna lie. Unless you fight Shakur or Javante, I ain't going against you no more. But I gotta pick them two guys, man. But I promise you, unless you fight them two guys, if you win this fight, no more picking against Dev. Because you from where I'm from, I'll put some respect on that. But I got Lomachenko in this fight, man. So I'm telling you to pick Lomachenko. I might put some money on. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's a 10-round contest of junior lightweight. Junior lightweight is 130 pounds, if you didn't know. It's Oscar Valdez versus Adam Blue Nose Lopez. Oscar Valdez is 30-1, 23 KOs, 32 years of age. His orthodox style fighter stands at 5'5.5" with a 66-inch reaches from Mexico. His loss came versus Shakur Stevenson when Stevenson was 17-0 via unanimous decision win. And that fight transpired April of 2022. Oscar Valdez is a 2012 Olympian. All right, and losing to Shakur Stevenson is nothing to be ashamed of. If that's your only fucking loss, so be it. All right, let's get to his opponent, Adam Blue Nose Lopez. Adam Blue Nose Lopez is 16'4", 6 KOs, 27 years of age. He's orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'8" with a 69.5-inch reach. He's from Glendale, California. His losses came versus Stephen Fulton Jr., and that fight was by majority decision when Stephen Fulton Jr. was 11-0. Oscar Valdez, when Oscar Valdez was 26-0. And that fight transpired, and that was a 7th round knockout, TKO, excuse me. Oscar Valdez put on in their first fight. All right. His third loss was Isaac Dogbay when Dogbay was 21-2. Was a majority decision loss, and his last loss which was his last fight, was Abraham Supernova when Supernova was 21-1, and he lost by unanimous decision as well that fight. All right, so he's looking to redeem himself this fight in his rematch with Oscar Valdez, and see if we can get that win, this fight. My thoughts on the fight. I feel like the first fight, it was a good showing for Oscar, a good showcase fight for Oscar. Blue Nuts put on a hell of, a fight. He tried to, do what he did, but he came up short. And I don't see why this fight is going to be, anything different. Oscar, like I said, he only lost to Shakur. I don't think that's going to ding his confidence in any way. So, yeah, man, I said 6-round KO win for Oscar Valdez. Getting that win. Getting back to his winning ways. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's a 12-round contest of junior bantamweight. Junior bantamweight is 115 pounds. It's for a vacant WBO junior bantamweight title. All right, it's Junto Nakatani versus Andrew Maloney. Junto Nakatani is 24-0, 18 KOs, 25 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'7.5" with a 67-inch reach. He's from Japan. He was the WBO flyweight champ. This is his second fight at 115 pounds, and he's looking to become champ, man. Let's see if he can do it versus his opponent, Andrew Maloney. Andrew Maloney is 25-2, 16 KOs, 32 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter. Stands at 5'5" with a 65-inch reach from Australia. He fought Joshua Franco 3 times in a row. He lost 2 times. So that's where those 2 losses came from. One of the fights was a no contest. Andrew Maloney's brother just became champ, man, last week, as I read and y'all heard, earlier in the video, at bantamweight. And yeah, so he's trying to do the same thing, as his brother did last week, this week, man. And let's see if he can do it against Junto Nakatani. My thoughts on the fight, I feel like it's going to be a good fight, man. Nakatani, he's a hell of a fighter, bro. He's championship pedigree. He was champ at flyweight. He was doing this thing at flyweight. Now he's trying to come up and do his thing, man. And Andrew Maloney, he's nice too, man. You see his brother just became champ. They have a boxing pedigree in the family. So, but I just don't think Andrew is going to be able to, become champ, man. Even though his brother just became champ, and it'd be nice. I don't think he's going to be able to do it against Junto. I just feel like, he has that championship pedigree, and he has a little bit too many tools in his toolbox for Andrew Maloney, man. I'll say unanimous decision win for Junto Nakatani. Getting that win and making him the new WBO champ at 115. That's just my opinion, though. All right. Hold on. All right. Next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's a 10-round contest at lightweight. Lightweight is 135 pounds. It's Raymond Martala versus Jeremiah Nakatilia. Raymond Martala is 17-0, 14 KOs, 26 years of age. Orthodox style fighter. Stands at 5'8". He's from West Covina, California. He actually went down his last fight, man. Surprisingly, I did not expect him to go down, but he did, man. Before KOing his opponent in the 9th round, Humberto Glendo, when Glendo was 14-2 with 1 draw and 11 KOs. Yeah, man, he put Murtala down, but he got, KO'd in the 9th round. That was the second time Murtala actually been down in his career, man. So his chin is kind of suspect, to say the least, man. He's a hell of a fighter. Well, Raymond Murtala is trained by Roberto Garcia as well. Let me get to his opponent before I talk more about Raymond Murtala. All right, Jeremiah Nakatilia. Jeremiah Nakatilia is 23-2, 19 KOs. I didn't get his age from. His age is unknown. He's from Nambia. His His last loss came versus Shakur Stevenson when Shakur Stevenson was 15-0, and that loss came came via unanimous decision. That's when I, really realized who Nakatelia was. He was a power puncher, and I had never heard of him before that. His last fight, he actually KO'd Miguel Berchelt when Berchelt was 38-2. He actually KO'd Berchelt into retirement. Yeah, man. So he's looking for another upset this fight. All right, and I can tell you, like I said, his only loss came versus Shakur Stevenson, but that was probably one of Shakur Stevenson's, ugliest wins, for lack of better words. I ain't gonna say it was a lackluster performance, because now that what we know about Nakatelia and what Shakur was saying, he has hella, he hit hard. He got that boy in there hitting hard. He got some power. That was Shakur was saying. That's why he wasn't in no rush to, do what he did with him. But yeah, man, Nakatelia got some power on him. As you can see from his record too, 23 wins, 19 KOs. Freaking Martella got some power too, as you can see from his record. But his chin is suspect. This is gonna be a hell of a fight. I'm looking forward to this fight, bro. This is gonna be a hell of a fight. Like I said, well, fuck it. Quick prediction on this fight. I say Martella chin is suspect. Nakatelia has power. This is gonna be a hell of a fight, bro. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. I feel like Martella should win a fight, man. But I feel like Nakatelia can put Martella to sleep and put his name on the map. Fuck it! I'm gonna say it. Upset win for Jeremiah Nakatelia. This is gonna be an upset card. I say man, fuck it, man. A third round KO win for Jeremiah Nakatelia. Upsetting Raymond Mortaya, and taking that chin, man. All right, yeah. Let's get to the next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's a 6-round contest of lightweight. Lightweight is 135 pounds. If you didn't know, it's Abdullah Mason versus Desmond Lyons. Abdullah Mason is 7-0, 6 KOs, 19 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'9" with a 74-inch reach from Bedford, Iowa, and Abdullah Mason is a good-looking young prospect, man. Very, very good-looking. Pause. All right, Desmond. Let's get to his opponent, Desmond Lyons. Desmond Lyons is 8-2, 2 KOs, 24 years of age. He's from South Carolina, and honestly, never heard of Desmond Lyons. But he's gonna probably lose versus Abdullah Mason. That's my thoughts on the fight. I'll say a third round KO win for Abdullah Mason, continuing his winning ways, on his way to becoming champ, in my opinion. All right, let's get to the next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's going to be an 8-round contest at middleweight. Middleweight is 160 pounds, if you didn't know. And before I get into it, these next 4 fights I want to talk about, I'm just going to talk about the prospects, who's going to be in them. The next 3 fights, they don't have opponents. So, just so y'all know that, the opponent hasn't been announced yet. I'm just going to talk about the prospect. All right? Like I said, 8-round contest at middleweight. Middleweight's 160 pounds. Get into it. It's Nico Ali Wash versus an opponent who is yet to be announced. Nico Ali Wash is 8-0, 5 KOs, 22 years of age. He's Orthodox style fighter, stands at 6 foot even with a 74-inch reach from Chicago, Illinois, and he is the son of the greatest, Muhammad Ali, man. Well, he ain't the greatest in my opinion. That's what people call him, Muhammad Ali. Greatest in my opinion is Floyd Mayweather, man. But it can be a lot of other different people, All right, we don't know who he's fighting, so I ain't going to analyze the fight. But I'm looking forward to seeing Nico. All right, next fighter. The next fighter I want to talk about who's going to be on the card. It's going to be a 4-round contest of lightweight. Lightweight's 135 pounds. It's Emiliano Vargas. Emiliano Vargas is 4-0, 3 KOs, 19 years of age. Orthodox style fighter, stands at 5'9" from Oxnard, California. He is the youngest son of Hall of Fame boxer Fernando Vargas, man. Talked about his middle son earlier in the video, Amado, so this is his youngest son, Emiliano, and I feel like Emiliano is the most talented out of all the Vargas kids. He has a older son too. He's 26. I think he's his junior. But yeah, I like Emiliano the best, man. I feel like the most. I feel like we don't know they're gonna fight, so I don't feel like nothing. But yeah. Look forward to seeing Emiliano as well. All right. Next fighter who's going to be on the card I want to talk about, it's going to be an 8-round contest at junior featherweight, 122 pounds. Didn't know it's going to be Floyd Diaz. You don't know who his opponent is going to be. Floyd Diaz is 8-0, 3 KOs, 19 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'5" with a 64-inch reach from Las Vegas, Nevada. His A-list is cash flow, making that cash flow. And last I heard, he was making it flow working at the Foot Locker, man. I don't know if he's still working at the Foot Locker, but he was working at the Foot Locker, and I really, like that about him, man. A humble young man, boxing, doing your thing, but still maintaining the job, man. So, I'm looking forward to seeing Cash Flow. Cash Flow has a lot of skills, man. All these guys has a lot of, Emiliano and Floyd Diaz have a lot of skills. Nico Ali Wash, he's developing them. He's getting better every fight I see him in. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all three of those guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing the fourth guy, who I'm going to talk about right now, in a 6-round contest at middleweight at 160 pounds. Didn't know. It's Amari Jones. Amari Jones is 8-0, 7 KOs, 21 years of age. He's orthodox style fighter. Stands at 6 foot, even from where I'm from. Just like Devin Haney, probably slapped him on the card. Oakland, California, man. So he's trying to put on for the town, versus his opponent, Pacino Hill. Pacino Hill is 8-2, 1 draw, 6 KOs, 26 years of age. He stands at 6 foot, even with a 73.5-inch reach from Davenport, Iowa. And Pacino Hill's been, taking a beating lately. He's, he got beat up pretty good the last fight, like a couple months ago, versus what's his name, Jerome Simpson, I think. He was on the Tank card. He won the Tank Young pupils, yeah, man. But yeah, he took a beating from him. Now he's back on this card, quick turnaround. Probably gonna take a beating from Amari Jones. Man, Amari Jones is nice, So yeah, man, I say a 3rd round KO win for Amari Jones, getting that win, continuing his winning ways. All right, that's it for that card, man. It's gonna be an amazing card. The main event is an amazing undisputed fight. And the rest of the card is, a good card, man. Like I said, Top Rank has the best cards. This one is no exception, man. They never disappoint, Have the best prospects, man. So they are always showcasing those prospects. And that's what they do in this card. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, next card I want to talk about is also going to be Saturday, May 20th. But this card is going to be in Dublin, Ireland. This is the DAZN card. In this case, DAZN is Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, all those guys. Couple title fights on this card. Let's get into it. First fight I want to talk about is going to be a 10-round contest at junior welterweight. Junior welterweight is 140 pounds. Man, you should know that. I was talking about it all this video. All right, it's for the undisputed 140-pound titles. All right, women titles. It's Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor. Chantel Cameron is 17-0, 8 KOs, 32 years of age. She's orthodox style fighter. She stands at 5'8" with a 69-inch reach from the UK. She's undisputed champ at 140 pounds. Her last fight, she actually beat the undisputed champion at 147 pounds. Jessica McCaskill, when McCaskill moved down to her backyard, 140 pounds, and got put out over the fence, man. She threw her over the fence and said, don't come back, She should have moved up to 147 and took her belts, but McCaskill moved down, just got put back up to 147, got to keep her belts. She got put back up to 147, and, yeah, man. Chantel Cameron got that win over an undisputed champ. She's trying to do the same this fight versus her opponent, Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor is 22-0, 6 KOs, 36 years of age. She's orthodox style fighter. She stands at 5'5" with a 66-inch reach. She's from Ireland, so this is a hometown fight for her. She's undisputed champ at 135 pounds, man. So, yeah, man. This is gonna be a step-up fight for Katie Taylor. This is her first fight at 140 pounds, man, and that's a hell of a step up for you to step up and fight the undisputed champion, so Let's see if she can, accomplish a feat and become undisputed at 140, just like she is at 135. Man, it's gonna be a hell of a feat, man. Hell of a task against Chantel Cameron. My thoughts on the fight, I feel like it's a good fight, man. It's a hell of a fight. I wish it was more fights like this in the men's, in the men's boxing. But yeah, man, I see Kate Taylor's a hell of a fighter, man. But I just don't feel like she's big enough for Chantel Cameron, man. Kate Taylor throws a lot of punches. Chantel Cameron's a boxer, man. I feel like she's gonna box Kate Taylor, boots off, man. And Kate gonna be out there trying to brawl, she's gonna get boxed to death. Just like she did Jessica McCaskill. McCaskill was trying to brawl. She got boxed, and I feel like that's what she's gonna do against Katie Taylor, man. I'll say a unanimous decision win for Chantel Cameron, tacking Katie Taylor's first loss on her, man. And yeah, man, continuing her winning ways. That's my opinion. I feel like Chantel Cameron's gonna have a little too many tools in her toolbox for Katie Taylor. All right, next fight I want to talk about on the card. It's gonna be a 10-round contest at junior middleweight. Junior middleweight is 154 pounds. If you didn't know, it's for the WBA title at 154 pounds. Let's get into it. It's Terry Harper versus Cecilia Burkus. Terry Harper is 13-1, 1 draw, 6 KOs, 26 years of age. She's an orthodox style fighter. She stands at 5'8.5" with a 65-inch reach. She's from the UK. Her only loss came versus Alicia Baumgartner when Alicia Baumgartner was 10-1. And that fight transpired November of 2021. And losing to Alicia Baumgartner is nothing to be ashamed of, man. She's the fucking champ right now, man. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. Terry Harper. Listen to her opponent, Cecilia Burkus. Cecilia Burkus is 37-2, 9 KOs, 41 years of age. She's an orthodox style fighter. She stands at 5'7.5" with a 67-inch reach. She's from Colombia. Her losses came versus Jessica McCaskill. And back-to-back losses versus Jessica McCaskill. That's nothing to be ashamed of either. She's undisputed at 147. All right, I feel like Terry Harper should have enough, left in her tank at 26 years old to get a 41-year-old Cecilia Burkus out of there, man. Quick prediction, I feel like it's going to be I'll say a unanimous decision win for Terry Harper, making her the new WBA champ at 154 pounds, man. Getting that win. See if she can pull it off. All right, that's it for that card, man. You got a few other fights on the card that, like I said, the zone cards aren't the best, and this is no exception. So I'm not gonna get into it. You got Dennis Hogan, he fights somebody, before them, but I ain't gonna talk about that. Then you got some other people I don't even fucking know. So I'm for sure not going to talk about those fights. But yeah, man. Check out the card. Check out these couple title fights, man. Check out this undisputed women's fight at that main event. For sure, if you don't do nothing else, check out that main event. Yeah. All right, other news. Adrian Broner has signed with Don King. I don't know why at this point anybody signs with Don King. He has a track record in history, for not paying people. And Adrian Broner, man, I know you need money. So, I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. But hopefully he pays you. Because you probably will be at his door trying to kill him if he doesn't. You really need your money. As we all do. We all need money. But, yeah, man. All right. Also, Oscar De La Hoya, he says, yeah, man, the plan is for Ryan Garcia to fight Rolando Romero. That's, Romero. That's the golden boy plan for Ryan Garcia, man. They're trying to make money. But, let's see if Ryan, feels the same way. Because at the end of the day, it's Ryan Garcia's decision, man. Or let's see if his mental is fucking with him. And he he don't want to box right now. We shall see. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing that Rolly and Ryan fight, man. It'd be a big fight for boxing. Like I said, they both guys are pretty popular. You know, yeah, it is what it is. I think Ryan can win that fight, though. I think Ryan could beat Rolly. Like I said, Rolly is very fundamentally flawed. And, yeah, Ryan, he does have fundamentals. He was an amateur for a long time, you know, so he does have, he's fundamentally sound. So I feel like he should be able to beat Rolly, man. But yeah, it is what it is, and it was what it was. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, people. Rob's World of Boxing. Yeah.